Sup, sisters? This is Rachel and Rebecca checking in. So I quit my job last week.
Wait, I thought we ghosted him.
I'm starving. Wait, what are you wearing? Age is just a number.
No, we can do anything.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Billy Honest podcast.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Rachel, and we are so excited for today's episode.
You guys, we have such a really special episode prepared. Today, we're going to be talking about how to lose fat and build muscle. I think it's something that women specifically struggle with in wanting to achieve like this, dream body.
Yeah.
Like we're so hard on ourselves, and it's really hard to like achieve, I think, what you want.
And it sounds so simple. And I think people don't even realize that their goals, and it's like they say that's their goal, but really it's like, okay, how do you get the body that you want? Like, like what you want, how do you get there? And this is just the how to get there. What's so crazy is like, as we go through this and as I've been thinking about it, is it's so much simpler than we want it to be. Like we want it to be more complicated. It's just hard.
And it's like a lifelong struggle. And like, it's one of those things where like, I feel like our like women's confidence is so tied to body image, and it always feels like it's never enough.
Yeah, and I think like ideally get to a place where your confidence isn't tied to it, but at the same time, I think it's like okay to want to feel proud of how you look.
Yeah.
And I think like putting in effort is good. And I hope it becomes like a lifelong pursuit and not a lifelong struggle.
I think that's right.
But I think for a lot of people that you talk to, it is their lifelong struggle.
Yeah.
I think like we all know people who like it has been their lifelong struggle. And so it's like, okay, how do you not make it a struggle? Like how do you make it a pursuit and not a struggle? And I think a lot of that comes with like knowledge. And I think like knowledge is power in a way where it's like, okay, this can become a pursuit because I feel like I know what I'm doing. I think the struggle is when you just feel like you're floundering constantly. So anyways, shall we get into the pursuit?
I think we should get into the pursuit.
Step one in getting your dream body is first, I just think you have to evaluate like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And I think this is twofold of one, what do you want to look like?
Yeah.
And two, what do you also want your life to look like? And with what you want yourself to look like, you have to decide, one, is that even like healthy or sustainable for you? Like if you look at someone who's on the stage of a bodybuilding show and you say, that's what I want to look like, unless you are also planning to compete in a bodybuilding show, no, that's too much. It's too extreme. And also they don't stay there. Like they're in stage shape for like a few weeks, a few months. Like that's not sustainable. Yeah. So if that's your goal, you kind of need to start realizing, is this healthy? Like, is this a good goal? Is my goal just to be like wasting away? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like, let's really figure out what our goal is. And then with figuring out what you want to look like, you have to decide, what do you want your lifestyle to be? Because if you're like, I want to look like a bodybuilder, but also I want to work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week and eat whatever I want on the weekends, that just doesn't match up. No. And it's okay if you're like, you know what, I want to work out 3 times a week and I would like to be pretty flexible with my diet. That's okay. And you just need to then adjust your expectations to the effort that you want your life to look like. Like the lifestyle you want to have will create the results that you're going to get.
Absolutely.
And
And I want to double down on, I think the bodybuilding example is like the best like example, because I think what happens is we look at these people and we see them on a stage. We see them, they have 4 layers of spray tan.
Yep.
They have been eating 1,200 calories, like 16 to 1,200 calories for months. And what we forget about too is like, rewind 8 months ago, they bulk. Like some of them really don't look good for like 8 months of the year. And then the last 4 months, they're like dialing in their cut or whatever. Yeah. And like you guys, like they bring food on trips, they are meal prepping every single meal. And so they're doing like 2 hours of weightlifting and then an hour of cardio, like in that like final phase of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And like, so like I don't know. I think there was like a time for both of us. I know you remember this. We were in San Clemente. We were like, met this bodybuilder. We were like, oh my gosh, like we want to look like that. And then it was like, wait, actually, like, I don't know if I really want that to be my lifestyle. And then one other thing I do want to say here too, is that like, the bodybuilders also aren't like the most athletic people. So if like, you're like, hey, I want to like look good, but I also kind of want to like feel good. If you talk to bodybuilders, like they don't feel good half the time. And so like, if you want to look a little bit more athletic, like that requires different things. And then you're going to also like, you may not be as lean as like you want to look.
Yeah. And like I have had on my vision board one year was like Miss Olympia from 2 years before. And and then you realize I don't want to compete in bodybuilding, so that's not for me. Yeah. And also like they're on stage, they're in perfect lighting, perfect conditions. And yeah, like I don't want to live that life.
Yeah.
And I think understanding what life you want to live. I think what's hard is having like, the goal is to be like as lean as possible and they're as lean as possible. And it's hard on social media because like you see people at their best and they a lot of times you see people at their best or you see people who are like, let me show you this like really unflattering image of me. Like it's always the extreme. Yeah. It's never is it like, here's a really average looking photo of me. And so anyways, I just think like, it's really important to figure out what you want.
Yeah. And like, and also I think we want to caveat where like, but like that bodybuilding body, like also probably like isn't my dream body and probably isn't your dream body. I think it's, I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Do you get what I'm saying though? It's just like
that doesn't have to be your goal for this to apply to is what I'm saying. It's any extreme, like any extreme you can look at. It doesn't matter who the extreme is. It can also be the girl that's working out 6 hours a day, the girl who isn't eating a lot. Yeah. Whatever. I think again, bodybuilding is just a really obvious extreme. But it can be any extreme you're looking at, whether, someone's really, really skinny, someone's really, really this. Like anyone living an extreme lifestyle falls into this category.
Yeah, and I feel like Pilates instructors are like a really good example. Like they're petite, they're usually like really lean and they look great. They also like spend a lot of time working out outside of just like doing one class.
It's their whole
a couple
life.
classes a week.
Yeah,
you know?
and again, like it's like, okay, I work a 9 to 5 and this is this girl's whole job.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times it's like, I think I compare myself more to like Instagram influencers, honestly.
I think that's what I think that's
and, again, like you have to realize, okay, their whole life is building this brand. Like their whole life is this fitness brand and that's great for them. Like I have nothing against them. And if you like have the capacity to have that extremity, it's great.
So
anyways,
fun,
we can move on from deciding what your goal is, but we've all been there where when you have an extreme goal, you just will never reach it. Yeah. I think that's it.
But I think like you can get like 90% of the way there, even if you have a full-time job. So I think that's where we kind of want to land. And then I think the other caveat that we want to discuss too, is that like, everyone's dream body is just going to look different. And we've said this before, like you're 5'10", you have the wingspan of a 6'1" male.
Your arms are so long.
And like, so like you're just going to hold muscle differently than I am. Like I'm 5'7", like I just don't store a lot of like fat on my stomach. It like goes elsewhere. No, I'm serious.
It's like, I just naturally have a 6-pack, okay? No, but like we have friends who are like 5-foot gymnasts and like their body types are so different than ours and we're just gonna look so like we could have the same amount of muscle mass and it would look so different.
Exactly. So I think that's too like we just have to get to a place also where like you love your body, you love yourself, you are who you are who you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty though. I feel like when I talk to friends, and I think like everyone, women usually fall into two different camps. Camp number one is like, hey, I'm actually really small and like I want to like build a little bit of muscle. And I think camp number two is, hey, I'm like a little bit bigger than I want. I'd like to lean down, but still like, I'd like to like slim down, but still look like I'm strong.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I agree. And what I want to say with group number one, what's really hard is most girls who are like, they are really small and they want to have a little bit more muscle. They don't realize they need more muscle. I think that's what's really hard about this is everyone just thinks they need to lose fat. Yeah. Like I think a lot of times those girls are like, I just want to tone up. So I'm going to lift some weights and then try to like lose fat. And they don't realize, no, you need to gain probably 10 pounds of muscle at least just to have the toned look that you're looking for.
And I would argue that applies to both groups.
Absolutely.
Even if you're like a little bit like feeling like, I'm just like a little bit lethargic, I'm carrying around a little bit more weight than I want, likely like you still need to build muscle.
No, a lot of people I talk to, I'm like, actually, and a lot of times when you're bigger, you don't necessarily have as much muscle as you think you do sometimes. Not even if you're bigger, but sometimes when you just feel a certain way. A lot of it's just how you feel and not actually necessarily how you look. It's really hard to be objective about yourself.
It's so hard.
But if you feel a certain way, a lot of times it's like, oh, I can't have any more muscle. Like you feel big.
You feel so big, so you're like, muscle is going to only make me feel bigger.
Yes, and I have felt that way where I'm like, oh, like, honestly, I feel like I go through a cycle like with my cycle of like, I'm huge. Where like you feel bigger, and so you're just like, no more muscle, not an ounce of muscle on my body, just no fat, just like less fat. Yeah. And so I think that's where a lot of people go wrong actually, is with the two camps, they think all they need to do is lose fat. And it's like, no, you need to gain probably 5 to 10 pounds pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Throw your scale out the window.
Yeah.
Not like it's a useful tool again, but people like freak out and it's like, no, you need to probably gain 10 pounds of muscle and you'll be so much happier about it.
I completely agree.
You'll look so firm. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like, I just think that like we've gone like way too far on like the bulky is scary. And so we get like, we're afraid of like building muscle, but like that's like the building block to getting this like toned body. Everyone talks about a toned body.
Yes.
And like, let's talk about what toned actually means. Like what toned actually means is that like you have muscle and then you lose enough body fat to where like you can actually see your muscle. But guess what? If you don't have that muscle, it's never going to come through.
Exactly. And so a lot of people I know, they start losing weight and they're like, I feel like I just kind of look skinny. Or they're still just like, why don't I have the toned look I'm looking for? Like they're losing weight and like, why am I still not toned? I'm like, ¿Dónde está el muscle?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's not like and so I just think that's what a lot of people are missing. And the likelihood, we are so afraid of getting bulky, and the likelihood that you are getting bulky from beginning weightlifting is zero.
Yeah, it's
zero.
not
like
there.
You're not. I'm sorry, you're just not.
No.
Like unless again you start eating in like a really intentional, massive calorie surplus, which you're not going to. Like if you're here, I'm talking to you, you're not going to.
No.
Like, you're gonna be okay. The likelihood of that happening is extremely low.
Yeah.
So I think we're so worried about things the wrong things.
And like, I just think that we think that like lifting weights equals getting big, and that's like so not the case. You have to be so intentional about that.
And, okay, should we do your stats right now? Like your numbers?
Yes. Okay. So like you go.
Okay. And here's my thing. You think a pair of 20-pound dumbbells are going to make you bulky? No. I hate to say it, not even close. Like I am trying to put up like 50s and you're still not bulky.
Girls are not going heavy enough at the gym.
No.
Like, I'm going to take me, for example. Like, I am not a naturally strong person. You can attest to that.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I have weak bones. I have weak muscles.
Like your proclivity is towards running.
Yes, exactly. I am lifting twice as much as the average girl unless you're a bodybuilder at like the local
that
gym.
You see at like a regular gym.
Yeah. So like these are not like, so if you're not squatting over 200 pounds, if you're not deadlifting over 300 pounds, if you're not bench pressing over like 150 pounds, like don't talk to me about, don't talk to me about, I'm lifting too heavy. I'm going to get bulky. You're not lifting heavy enough. Like, that's what's so funny is like these girls that are so much stronger than I am, I'm like, you guys, like, they're like, I'm just pushing myself more. If you guys just need to push yourself more, you would get really strong.
Like, and you just can put up that weight. Like, people be like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm like, no, you could do this in like 3 weeks. No. It really just is deciding. And like, there's like a mental fear thing. So then all of a sudden you like can't move the weight. I'm like, no, you could do that at least.
Yeah.
Like you could for sure be doubling your weight.
Yeah, maybe not in 3 weeks, but like in 6 months. Yeah, you could double it in 3 weeks if you actually tried.
Yeah, I'm like, if you just started.
Yeah.
And because like you're learning the mind-muscle connection. If you pushed yourself, honestly, okay, 6 weeks, if you're starting like 15 pounds on a bench, like I'll see girls doing like a 15-pound dumbbell bench press, which again, no tea, no shade to anyone. You could be at 30 pounds,
for sure.
I think, in 2 months.
And talk to me when you can hit like 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like you're going too heavy.
Yeah, like I just don't think we need to be worried about that until, again, like if you're doing 150 pounds, which is, again, it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's
so
so
the
hard.
likelihood you get there is, again, just don't be worried about it. Because the girls you see who you would say are bulky. Because there are girls that you see who lift weights that you're like, that's too bulky. That's why I don't want to lift weights. Like that's what's hard is there are examples of that.
Yeah.
You got to look at, again, it's nutrition and like in the weights that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, yeah, you see them and they're deadlifting 3 plates. And it's like, okay, don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing.
Yeah.
Every little thing's going to be all right, queen. Like you're just not there. And also they're eating enough. They're eating a lot.
I was going to say they're in a caloric surplus, and oftentimes like these girls are training specifically for that.
Their goal is to be thick.
To be thick. Yeah.
Like they want that.
Yeah.
So if you don't want that, I'm sorry, like we need to get over that. We need to stop that.
Yeah. You guys like, and like, yeah. We're not lifting, like, we're just not lifting weights enough. And like, I think too, like I talk about like Pilates, for example, and it's like all these girls are like really lean, and like you look at your Pilates instructor and it's like, you guys, like your Pilates instructor is lifting her arms twice a week and her legs twice a week on top of like the 10 classes that she's teaching. Like you don't get that body just by doing Pilates. Like she's so toned because she's doing stuff like outside of the gym, not just that. Or she's weight trained for 10 years and then just decided to start doing Pilates.
Yes, okay, there are two people. Okay. One, there's the girl who was like the super jacked instructor, and she, like, you look at her before, she's like, before I started Pilates, she was this massive bodybuilder.
Massive
she was like,
girl.
Yeah, she had so much muscle. So that's why she was able to get so lean, because she had so much muscle mass. Like she's someone who like she calls her, she's like, I was really bulky before. She's someone you would classify as bulky, and then again, what did she do? She just cut, and then all of a sudden she looked amazing.
Yeah.
So like, more muscle, muscle. Please do not be afraid. Eat like you want more muscle.
Yeah.
Like that is the goal.
Okay, let's talk about, let's get into this. How would one do this? Yeah. And like, should we tackle these camps at the same time?
Oh, like working out. Yeah, I think they go together.
I think they go together too.
Whether your goal is I want to be toned or whether your goal is I'm trying to lose weight, I think both people will benefit from increasing muscle mass.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about how we do this. How are we increasing muscle mass? And so I think there's really two main elements of that. Yeah. And that is the exercise and that is eating.
It's that simple, folks.
It really is.
And I think, should we start with the exercise or should we start with eating? Exercise, I think, will go faster.
Let's go faster. I do want to start with like what moves the needle more between the two.
Oh, again, it depends on what your goals. Like we talked to our sister, and her goal was to lose weight. I have like postpartum, and it was all nutrition for her. I'm
going to say it's 30% working out, 70% nutrition.
I think it's more nutrition. Like if you're really dialed in one thing, and your nutrition will make you see the most results the fastest.
But if for muscle, unless you are like I need to stress this, unless you're stressing your body, you're not going to build muscle. So like really for this muscle building phase, like you need to be building.
Yeah. And the majority of our listeners are women. It is so difficult for women to build muscle versus men. Like we are in some of the worst demographic of human beings able to build muscle. So it is really hard for us to do that. So you're not going to become a scary man. Again, I'm saying that for the 50th time. Okay. But yeah, working out, building muscle. You gotta be weightlifting.
Yeah. So like I would say if I'm someone that I'm trying to like build muscle, I am weight training 3 to 4 times a week. And so what does this weight training look like? I am going to be hitting different parts of my body, whether that's doing like upper body, legs, and like doing like different variations of those two things.
Here's what you're going to do. You're just going to go to ChatGPT. Like rather than, we're not going to write a workout plan for you right now, but here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to ChatGPT and you are going to say, my goal is to build muscle with my training.
Yeah.
I am going to work out 4 days a week. You're going to say, like, I have access to a commercial gym if you're working out from home. Like, you're going to tell them what equipment you have. You're going to ask ChatGPT to write you a workout plan. And if you don't like any of the moves it gives you, ask you to swap some of them out. If you don't like doing whatever, honestly, it's going to give you a pretty robust plan.
Yeah.
So that's what you're going to do. If you want to work out 5 days a week, tell it 5, 4, like you can flex the number of days you're going to do it. And that is what you're going to do. I've done that multiple times. It's a great way to get some fresh ideas in the gym and honestly just get a good plan and you can kind of work with it, tweak it how you want it.
Honestly, you hiring a coach, it's going to be like 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
95.
I know. Like,
frankly.
On most of it's just doing it. Like the things
really
it's going to give you like also the moves you need to be doing, you don't need to be doing any crazy, like really you're going to be doing like bench press, the back squat, lunges.
Yeah.
Like,
and your rep range is going to be from like anywhere up to like 3 reps to 15 reps is what you're going to find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But again, I would just talk to chat about
just
it,
talk to
honestly.
Chat. Yeah.
Like, I think like if you're starting from scratch and you don't want to go buy a program, which I totally get, like programming is really expensive, or like joining an app or something, yeah, just go ask ChatGPT for a workout plan for free and it'll be great. And it'll be enough for you.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. And then also I would try to do just some sort of getting steps, keep yourself moving, whether I think a lot of people don't really love to do like super intense cardio. So if you can do like incline walking, that's great. If you can maybe go for a quick jog.
Yeah, I think the the cardio aspect is really, really interesting. I think if you're in that building muscle group and it's like, hey, I like really want to just like build like muscle, I don't think like cardio needs to be like a big thing. I think if you're someone that it's like, I also feel like I need to lose 60 pounds or whatever, like I think adding, swapping one of those days to be a cardio day, I think is actually beneficial.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like honestly, like I've been running more and you just burn more calories. And so a lot of this is calories in, calories out. And I don't know, as you like do more cardio, which is just like a high calorie output thing. And it's also really healthy for your heart.
Yeah, no, it's really good for you. I'm always a big fan of like, keep walking. Even if you're trying to build muscle, still walk a little bit. Like you don't need to walk a ton. I just think it's good for you as a person.
Totally.
But yeah, like you don't need to be, don't be running like 30 miles a week. If your goal is to build muscle, you just like, if you are going to be running a ton, you'll have to make sure your nutrition is enough such that your body has the fuel that you can actually build muscle. It just gets a little more complicated.
No, it gets so complicated. And again, it's like, what are your goals? So if your goals are to qualify for the Boston Marathon or something like that, like that's like a running goal. Like it's going to be really hard to like build muscle and you can maintain it. But, I don't know. That's my shout out for running.
Yeah.
I've been loving running, honestly.
No, that's why I'm like, I don't think it's bad. I just think it is like it's a complication.
Yeah.
But again, if you love running and that's what you love to do, like you should keep doing that. Absolutely. And add in some weightlifting and that'll be great.
Yeah.
You know, then nutrition, which is where we are just becoming rocket scientists out here when it comes to nutrition. Man, the things I have heard about like what people are doing, what they want to do, it is absolutely insane. The things like just the strategies, the things I've been hearing of people doing, I'm like, where we lost the plot here.
We've lost the plot. It's actually I think if people get this, it's so simple actually.
Yeah. You need to eat ideally 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight.
So if you weigh 150 pounds, you are eating 150 grams of protein a day.
And look, sometimes if that's unsustainable for you, start with 100 perhaps. Then maybe you can get to 120. Once you're up to like 130, you're close. Like if you're like, once you get to like 0.8 pounds, like grams per pound of body weight, like you're close and you're doing great, and like just keep doing what you can do. If you're trying to lose weight though, you can go to your goal weight protein.
Yeah.
If you're trying to lose like say you're 200 pounds, you're trying to lose 30 pounds and be 170 pounds, you can eat 170 grams of protein, not the full 200. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think if you're trying to also gain a little bit muscle, I think you can eat a little bit more protein. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. You need to track your protein. You have to be eating more protein. I can guarantee you are not eating enough protein right now.
Yep.
Can guarantee it. You're not.
And I think like you guys, like this is the most important part of the whole thing. If you're not eating protein, you're not going to build muscle and you're not going to maintain muscle. Yeah. Like I just need to double underline that. I feel like protein, it's exhausting, but it's gotten a really bad rap. It's like, oh, like maybe this is kind of like a fad diet. Yeah. No, like this is like the building block of your muscle. If you stop eating it, you're going to lose a lot of your fat. Yeah. Excuse me. You're going to lose a lot of your muscle.
Yeah. I just,
but let's talk about too, like, okay, like it's actually really hard to get 150 grams of protein. And I think a lot of people also are like, oh, I'm having peanut butter and cheese, and that's like a good protein source. And that's like, actually some of this is like, you need to empower yourself with knowledge. So like what I would recommend doing, track what you eat for a day, you know, get MyFitnessPal, track what you eat for a day and see where you're at. And if you can just start tracking a little bit, and not even everything you eat, but like you just need to understand like what are good protein sources. Yes. So should we talk about what good protein sources and like how to realistically get protein?
Absolutely. In the morning, you're going to start like, if you can get a high protein breakfast, you're going to set yourself up for so much success. There's nothing more disheartening getting to the end of the day and being like, I have to eat 80 grams of protein in the next 2 hours. So that's really hard. I don't eat eggs personally. They hurt my stomach. If you can't eat eggs mixed with egg whites, because actually you realize eggs themselves, to get 30 grams of protein, you are eating 5 eggs.
I'm so like, I'll tell people I'm on an egg kick. I have 3 eggs a day plus 5 to 10 grams of protein equivalent of egg whites.
Yeah.
And that gives me like 35 grams of protein right there.
So yeah, eggs. And if you, again, bolster with some egg whites, and if you scramble them, you can't tell really.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Egg whites. Also, breakfast I would say is one of the harder times. Yogurt's a great way to do it. We need to talk about these yogurt bowls though, ladies.
Let's talk about the yogurt bowls.
Sometimes when you start creating bowls of certain kinds, we are putting in ingredients that all of a sudden you're creating a 1,200 calorie bowl with like 26 grams of protein. And it's like, okay. And here's where we're going with this. One, you need to make sure you're actually getting Greek yogurt. A lot of these yogurts that we're getting, they're delicious. They only have like 6 grams of protein in them, and then they're just a lot of sugar.
Yep.
Okay, they're delicious. I love them. If your goal is to eat a lot of protein, they're not the best for your goal. And I would recommend weighing your yogurt because, again, it doesn't take that long to weigh your yogurt, and also you actually need to know how much yogurt you need to hit the protein. It's really easy to overestimate.
You guys, I hate to say it, but like you need to eat a ton of yogurt to get even like 20 grams of protein. It's so much Greek yogurt.
No, you will feel like you're drowning.
Yeah, it's like you will feel very full after that bowl.
Once you start doing this, you will realize 34 grams of protein of yogurt.
It's crazy.
You're just like shoving it down, trying to swallow it whole. Okay, and then here's the thing. You need to be wary. All of a sudden, we're adding these nuts and this scoop of peanut butter and the honey and the hemp hearts and like all of these really good ingredients. These are really dense ingredients. So you are all of a sudden thinking you're having this light yogurt bowl for breakfast, and it's like you have had 12 grams of protein and 600 calories. And so that is where it's just hard, where you just want the ratios to be right. It's fine to eat 600 calories in the morning, actually. Like it's great.
Really good. I recommend it, actually.
Yeah, like you need to be eating in the morning.
And women especially like do well eating breakfast. Like eat before you work out.
I am a big proponent. Like eat 600 calories isn't that many calories to eat for breakfast.
Honestly,
actually,
that's not that much.
Not that many. But you just need to make sure like the makeup is correct of like, okay, I'm eating 600 calories and I'm getting my 30 grams of protein in, my 40 whatever, so that you're setting yourself up so your ratios are right. It's just a ratio here of like protein to calorie. So that's my soapbox that I'm sitting on with these yogurt bowls and just these bowls and things that we're consuming. Just make sure you know what you're actually getting in those. And same thing goes for smoothies. Smoothies are the equivalent.
Smoothies are the exact
They're liquid
same.
equivalent. I'm all for a smoothie. You just need to know what
just measure it out. And honestly, smoothies are a great way if you can put a ton of Greek yogurt into your smoothie.
Yes,
actually,
and it kind of thickens it up. It adds a little like if you're putting fruit in there. But again, sometimes like we're putting in 7 servings of fruit, which I think is delicious. Again. We just need to be mindful.
So like other protein things. I think breakfast is the hardest one.
Yeah.
And like honestly, the rest of the day, it's like cottage cheese and a lot of meat.
Cottage cheese, I like to have cottage cheese as more of a snack.
Yeah, I think that's a great snack.
I think cottage cheese is a fun snack for me. Again, like a lot of times, like I'll see snack plates and I like eat meat. The easiest way for me, I try not to eat a ton of dairy, is just meat.
Yeah, I think meat's the best way.
It's like try to have some chicken for lunch, some ground beef. Lunches I think are great if you can meal prep them.
Yeah. And don't be afraid of red meat either. I think red meat's gotten a kind of a bad rap over the last couple of years.
I love her.
Red meat's amazing. With ground beef, be cognizant of like the percentage fat to percentage lean. If you get 80-20, that's like a really tough cut.
Yeah, it's harder to get like not all ground beef is made the same.
Thank you. That's really what I'm trying to say.
And so Costco though their ground beef, they switched it to now I think it's either 93.7 or it's 90.10, which is great.
Yeah.
So Costco you can get the 3-pack. It's like 4 pounds of meat. It's great.
Yeah. But that's what's hard is like protein. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what else to tell these people. I will say, try to get 30 to 40 grams of protein right after you work out and do like a protein shake.
Yeah, protein shake.
You can do the Fairlifes. You can just put powder in it.
Just ingredients.
Is really great.
Honestly, any of the protein powders, you're gonna love them. They're gonna be what you need them to.
Yeah, and so all of a sudden, like if you have 30 grams at breakfast, you've got 30 to 40 grams after you work out. Okay, you're at like 65 grams for the day. That's like pretty good. You haven't even eaten anything else.
Yeah, like you haven't had a full meal, and then you're gonna have to eat a lot of meat. I'm just
seriously.
telling you.
Yeah.
You gotta eat meat. I remember when we first started CrossFit, it was like I'm throwing down 4 chicken thighs at dinner.
No, 100%.
And let me tell you, it worked. Those chicken thighs went somewhere.
Yeah, she got jacked, you guys.
Yeah, so I need to get back to just so much meat. Never enough meat. More.
Yeah.
Like if there's one thing I could instill in you, and I don't know where I got that like meat wasn't feminine, like you need to have this salad.
Yeah.
You have to just put some meat on. Like make your, like what I do all the time, make your salad, put some chicken on top.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So watch how much dressing you're using. I always think a great thing to do for like a week is just to get some macros in.
Yeah, I think like bottom line with your nutrition, like count what you eat for a week. Don't change anything. Be like, okay, this is what I'm realistically eating. again, go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, what should my macros be?
Yeah.
They'll give you like a pretty rough estimate. You guys, it's like not rocket science, honestly. And honestly, if you can just focus on getting that protein, that's going to take you 60-70% of the way there. Yeah. And then if you want to get a little bit more dialed with carbs and fats, like that's also really great.
That's awesome. And again, I think there's a reason why everyone is telling you to eat protein.
Yeah.
Like we're here and you're probably like, oh my gosh, you sound like every Instagram bro ever.
Yeah.
And it's hard. There's a reason why everyone's obsessed with getting their protein in, but also you don't need to be doing weird sources. Like you don't need to be eating these bizarre protein desserts or just like bizarre protein things. Eat like a normal human being and you can get there.
Yeah.
Like you can eat like a normal human being and get there.
Yeah.
So that's my whole spiel to you, shtick to you. If you have these goals, if you don't have these goals, you don't have to worry about your protein intake. But like
Totally.
if you want to do something, then like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the part of like building muscle and losing fat, like you just like, this is like the key ingredient for building muscle.
Yeah. And I think people hear this so much that they want it to be something else. And so I hear a lot of people like, oh, should I be like worried about what time of day I'm eating? And I'm like, until you are eating the right amount of things, just don't worry about all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the other stuff that people are telling you where like even timing and noise and like not eating at night, that's all just noise.
And I do want to give like, I don't know what the right word is I'm trying to say, but like, I think it is actually really important for you, besides the protein, is for you to understand a good portion between like carbs and fats. Like really like that full macro picture in like, this is more of like the loose fat part of it is like, you need to, it's like in order to lose fat, you do need to be in a caloric deficit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think but if you are new, I think there's some instances where you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time, and you don't have to necessarily be in a deficit. It's just like your body's building. But like that's why like macros works. And like we've kind of demonized macros, or like, I don't know, I'm like tired of it a little bit myself, frankly. Yeah. But I hate to say it, but like, that's what works. And like all it is doing is it's just science. You're just literally tracking what you're putting into your body.
Yeah. And it's just effort. Like that's the hardest thing is it's just like effort and mental energy. And so I get that it can be a lot. And I think a lot of people are worried about like developing an obsession or like disordered eating habits from counting macros. It can go to that place. I don't think that is necessarily a reason to try, to not try. I mean,
totally.
Like I think the fear of it, I think it's like, okay, be mindful of that going in and like understand, especially if you naturally have kind of the personality that would go there. I think like know thyself and go in it with eyes wide open and be like, okay, I need to be like really mindful and know like I may have to cut myself off if I become like too obsessed with this.
Yeah.
But I think you can still try.
Yeah. And I think if you do it honestly for 2 weeks to like a month, do it for like that long, and you get a pretty darn good idea of what stuff looks like from that.
And you can get to a place where you realize the goal is not to eat as little as possible.
Totally.
Like there are people that I know where I'm like, you aren't going to get the results you want because you aren't eating enough carbs. Mm-hmm. So like they're looking like underfueled and like their muscles are a little bit like, they're like, oh, my muscles feel a little bit deflated. I'm like, it's because you don't eat enough carbs. Like carbs is what gives your muscles like shape. They like fill your glycogen stores. And so a lot of times it's like, oh, if you like fueled your body properly, you'd get a little more shape.
Oh, like I think carbs have gotten such a bad rap over the like last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think another thing too is like, I think what you realize is once you start eating the right foods, like it turns out it's like super satiating. There was a time in my life a while ago where I was like training for a marathon or whatever. And I had like nutrition was like not even on my radar. I was just like, okay, just need to run. And I would eat like, I don't know, like 1,600 calories of like normal food throughout the day. And then at night I would be so hungry. So I would like literally just eat full things of candy. Yeah. Like straight up candy. And then it was and then I was like hangry too during the day and like terrible to be around. But it was so crazy that once I was like, wait, if I eat 2,500 calories of like normal dense foods, I don't have these cravings anymore. It was crazy when I did that.
You're like, wait, I can actually just eat a lot of normal food.
Yeah.
And I feel, and like you feel so
and
much
you
better.
feel so much better. You're in so much of a better mood. It's just crazy.
And all of a sudden you're not hungry at night. It's such a weird feeling when you're like, you eat dinner, then an hour later you're like, I'm still kind of full actually.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of the best feeling.
It's the best feeling.
It's so nice. And you'll actually just be full.
So it's like, honestly, like it's almost about like, how can I eat more of like the right foods?
Yeah.
Anyways.
More. And yeah, I mean, they do say like adulthood is realizing you're going to eat ground beef or chicken for the rest of your life.
It's true.
But try to zhuzh it up, get creative, do some good swaps.
Yeah.
Fine. You'll figure it out.
Honestly, I think, and once you start eating healthy, once you kind of like go back, all of a sudden you're like, wait, I don't actually feel good.
Yeah,
it's
like,
kind of crazy.
I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you'll change. And like, it won't even feel like you're eating differently anymore. It will get to a time where you're like, it's the way that you eat and you're like, I don't even think like this is just the way that you eat like during the week. So I think that's great.
Okay, so I want to get back to like these two groups. Okay, so we have group number one who is like, hey, I want to get stronger. I want to build more muscle.
Okay.
And then there's group number two where it's like, hey, I want to kind of like lean out a bit, but like in theory, actually they need to build more muscle too. Yeah. How are you treating these two groups differently in this like exercise nutrition? Like what are the levers to pull? Because honestly, it's like 80%, I would say the same.
Yeah. Like I think honestly, if they worked out exactly the same, they'd be largely fine. Like, are there little tweaks you can make where it's like, okay, probably take more steps if you're trying to lose weight, and you can do a little bit less cardio if you're trying to gain muscle. But like by and large, you're going to be fine if you're like both doing consistent weightlifting. I think nutrition is just one I'd probably put into a deficit. Like honestly, the group number two I'd put into a deficit. Group number one I'd put them in a slight caloric surplus.
Yeah.
Would you agree? I
would agree. And then I think this is the key point is like, how long do you need to be there to see results?
Oh, it depends on how big the surplus or deficit, like it depends on just like how extreme you are. Like how much are you exercising and how big is your surplus or deficit? I'm a bigger fan of smaller for a little bit longer than huge.
And so like, what's like timeline? Like realistic timeline?
I would say like Jacqueline did a 12-week bulks. I think a 12-week cut. I mean, I think 12 weeks is a really good time to be able to see results. And I think for that, you could be in like a moderate deficit for 12 weeks. I think 12 weeks is a good amount of time where you will see results at the end of 12 weeks.
Yeah. I think by week 12, I think you start seeing results. Mm-hmm. I think if you can target like 8 months, I think you can go through like a dramatic body change
of a deficit. I don't think you should be in a deficit.
I agree with you. I'm saying more of like this is for like the gaining weight people.
Oh, you're saying for the gaining people. I was saying for the lose people.
Oh, so you're saying the lose people 12 weeks.
The lose people should do it for 12 weeks.
Yes, I agree. You shouldn't be in a caloric surplus for that long. I think you shouldn't be in a caloric deficit for that long. I think at some point you want to like reverse diet so that your metabolism doesn't slow down too much. But I think if you're in the building phase, I think you should target a minimum of 8 months, honestly. Yeah. Building muscle takes a lot of time. And it's sometimes like, I would say years actually.
Yeah. And if you're in a pretty small surplus, you're not going to like gain 20 pounds. No. I think is a really good thing. Like if you keep it pretty, like honestly, a pretty small surplus, you're eating all your protein, you're going to gain muscle and you really won't gain that much fat.
You really won't actually.
And so I think you just have to keep that surplus smaller if like for you doing for a long time. And I do personally think when you're in because if you go in a bigger surplus, you're going for a short amount of time, you will gain more fat.
You will.
And so that's why I'm a big fan of small surplus, longer amount of time, because it will take you longer, but you won't. Sometimes like this happens to me if I go into like a crazy bulk, all of a sudden I kind of crash out 3 months in because I'm like, oh my gosh, who am I? What's going on? So I think it's really good, small surplus, longer amount of time.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll maybe a little bit slower, but you'll be able to stick with it longer because you're not like so.
Because again, like it's the body image thing.
Yeah, there's still a mind game with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be in a little bit of a surplus.
You guys, like, I think that's the thing too. Is like, you may have to be a little bit bigger than you want for like some period of time to get the body you want.
Yeah, and like some period of time is like a couple months.
Like it's a couple months.
Like you can, and you won't be that much bigger, and you will mentally look in the mirror and think you're so much bigger than you actually look. Yeah. Like realistically, and like you're gonna look pretty good.
You're gonna look great.
Yeah, you're gonna look great, and everyone you talk to is gonna be like, oh, you look great. You have some extra muscle on you.
But I think that's really the sad truth about like, hey, how do I build muscle? How do I build muscle and lose fat? Most of the time, you've got to build that muscle first, which means you've got to be in a surplus. And then you shed the layer of fat. Like, I think that's the prerogative the majority of the time. And I think we demonize the bulk. I mean, you hear it's like, okay, you're going to bulk for 8 months.
Like,
it's
I don't want to bulk.
Whoa. It's just like, no, like you're just in a caloric surplus. You're just building muscle. And you guys also, I think this is a really interesting thing. It takes a lot of effort to build muscle. Okay. Like versus maintain muscle. If you want to I think the stats are like, it takes 30 to 50% of the effort to maintain the muscle than to build it. So you've got to really focus on it.
Yeah, it's so much harder than you think. And I mean that as you should just not be afraid of building too much muscle because it's so hard. People spend years at this. Like, again, you see those fitness transformations of girls, and it's 5 years later it took them to build how much muscle they have.
Yeah.
And they were consistently training and eating for those 5 years. So, again, it's a long journey. It's a long
play the long game
pursuit.
here. I think that's my biggest thing, too, is play the long game.
And you fall in love with the lifestyle. Like, you get into the lifestyle, you'll like the way you feel. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm building right now. Yeah. And even if you're just in maintenance for a long time and you if you're not doing anything and you just eat at maintenance and more protein and you work out, you're going to actually build some muscle and lose some fat.
Yeah.
So you're going to look great.
Yeah.
So
totally.
That's my soapbox.
Should we get into some rapid fire?
Yeah, let's do some rapid fire.
Okay. You guys, if you have any other questions, feel free to DM us. These are just some questions we've gotten, over the last, since we started the podcast. And I think they're really fun. They're really interesting. Okay. You ready? Mm-hmm. Can you lose fat in specific places?
No. I think so much of where you lose fat is genetics and spot training. Just train your whole body and eat healthy and it's going to work out.
No, I think, okay, I'm going to take an example. Let's say you have fat in your butt more so. I think what that means is train your shoulders, train your upper body so you have more of an hourglass figure. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're saying balance it out.
Yeah. I think I still think you can do things, but no, can you spot?
No, you cannot choose where your body stores fat and where it doesn't.
Yeah, correct.
If you want to have abs, you just have to lose weight, lose fat generally to get fat off of your abs. But yeah, some people carry more fat there than others. As Rebecca said earlier, she just doesn't carry fat there.
Okay, I carry it other places. My face I carry it everywhere else.
I'm just kidding. I just think a lot of people that's amazing. You have great genetics.
I don't know if I do actually.
No,
I think I would trade genetics with a lot of people.
No, you love yours.
I do love mine. # love yours. Okay, ready? Is eating healthy actually keeping you from losing weight?
Oh yeah, I think again with the yogurt bowls. And because there are two different things between what's good for your physique and what's good for you, i.e. Fairlife drinks. You may look at those ingredients, I don't know what's going on in there. And you have the people on Instagram.
Drink is a mystery.
Yeah. Mystery. They taste way better than they're supposed to for the macros on the back, but they're great for fat loss.
Yeah.
So again, it's a push and pull. And then nuts, for example, eating a ton of nuts is good for your health, but not great for in the macros.
I was dating a guy one time and he was on this kick where he was yeah, you know what? I'm going to go on this deficit. And so I just need to stop drinking Diet Coke. And I was actually is Diet Coke the most healthy for you? No. Is Diet Coke what's making you fat? No. You may retain a little bit more water because of the sodium and stuff, but that's not it. And that's good news for us.
Yeah.
That's good news for us, girls.
Drink your Diet Coke.
It's okay.
Not affecting your gains. So yeah, I do think.
So that's what's funny is okay, is it healthy? No, but is it going to hurt your body? Probably not.
No. Yeah. If your goal, yeah. So, and some healthy foods, people eat things that or even a cookie recipe where has all good ingredients, quote unquote, where it's there's no refined sugar. I'm it's still a cookie. It doesn't make it healthy. It's better for you, but it still is a cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does lifting heavy actually make women bulky?
Unless again, you're with Rebecca's numbers. No.
Yeah. Agreed. Can you drink alcohol and still get shredded?
The hard thing is all of the research on alcohol, not good. Not pointing to good things.
Yeah, I think you can have a drink here and there, but the fittest people I know don't drink.
Just don't.
It's it's the calories are really bad. Mm-hmm. And it's really, really bad on your recovery too.
Yeah, bad for your recovery. It makes you inflamed. Again, like all things in moderation for, it's not good for you though.
Do you really need 10,000 steps a day?
No. Do I think is it an arbitrary benchmark that someone decided was like the marketing for steps? Yes. And do I think it's a great goal for people? Yes. Could your goal be 7, 12, 15? Yeah.
I think 7's a really good starting number. I think if you're in that group where it's like, hey, I would love to lose excess body fat, I think that's a great place to start.
Yeah, walking is great.
Walking is great. If you can lift 3 times a week and walk, you're going to go far.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had 30 days to get noticeably leaner?
30 days.
30 days.
Not that long. And not that long. You're just going to eat a lot of protein. You're going to work out and you're going to do a lot of incline walking.
You do a lot of walking.
A lot of incline walking. And you're just going to have to like really dial in your nutrition. But honestly, I don't love the 30-day goal. If you're 30 days out, like do your best. But honestly, I'm like, don't do anything crazy. And you're going to look great in 30 days.
I know. I was going to say, I don't like a 30-day goal, but like, let's say like your wedding's in 30 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you're just going to eat a lot of protein and like walk a lot, but like, you're not going to feel good. That's what's hard is like that 30 days it's not sustainable and you're probably going to gain the weight back after the 30 days.
Yeah, you're going to be really tired and it's just not going to be fun. And it doesn't have to be that way, I think is what's hard. So if you can give yourself a little more time, then you don't have to do such crazy things.
Are cheat meals ruining your fat loss?
They can be. I mean, I'm all for like a fun dinner at the end of the week. I love a fun dinner. And I mean, but again, it just depends on how much it is. Like if you're eating a 10,000 calorie dinner, then yeah, it could be ruining your whole week. I mean, ruining, but yeah, like you could blow your caloric deficit on one meal. But a lot of times if you're just mindful, you can be fine.
Yeah. I think it's like, it's only bad if the cheat turns into like 3-4 times a week.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I think moderation's really good.
Yeah. I'm all for like a funner meal once a week.
And I think a lot of times, like once you understand macros, like you can make your cheat meal, you can have really similar meals to cheat meals. And then it's like a healthy version.
Yeah. Like it's not that crazy.
It's like, it's like a healthy version of chicken enchiladas or whatever.
Yeah.
Pizza might be tougher.
Yeah.
Does eating late at night make you fat?
No, like in and of itself, no. And again, I think for most people, like we don't need to be worried about those things. I'm like, and unless if you're 99% dialed and have everything going on, yeah, like maybe one thing you can do to be less bloated is stop eating late at night.
Yeah.
But no, eating late and eating timing, I just don't think you should be worried about.
I don't think so either. I think you need to focus on like the big thing at hand.
I think the biggest thing is what you're eating at night. Like, yeah, a lot of times if at the end of the day you're finishing it off with like 2 bowls of ice cream, that's really hard. And then focus on eating more during the day if you find yourself starving at night.
Yeah, I think it's important if you're starving at night, you may not be doing something right.
Yeah, like
I don't think the goal ever actually should be that you're like starving yourself. No. And so I think going to bed starving isn't really actually great either.
No. So if like you are starving at the end of the night, you find yourself eating a lot of food, take a look at what's going on during the day.
Are women doing too much Pilates?
Too much, no, but they need to lift weights while they're doing their Pilates. Yeah. I'm all for it. If you love Pilates, do Pilates. Lift weights 3 times a week.
Yeah, here's the thing, Pilates, I don't know if like is really like going to build the muscle. I think it's still really good for you though.
Yeah, like there are totally benefits to it.
Right. Is 1,200 calories ever appropriate for an adult woman?
I honestly, by and large, no.
In what scenario would it be appropriate?
I don't know, like if somebody's even bodybuilding shows, I don't really think they get down to 1,200.
I don't think they do 1,200 either. I think I said it early in the episodes.
I think that's too few. So I would like, unless you're like 4 feet tall, no.
Yeah. Last one. Is walking actually better for fat loss than running?
You hear this. I don't really know if it matters that much what you do. Walk for fat loss. I mean, you like can hear certain studies of people saying things. I wouldn't be that worried about what cardio you're doing as much as that like you do it and you're doing it in the right amounts.
I agree. I don't think it actually matters as much as we think it does. Mm-hmm. I think it's just like calorie expenditure. I think it's really easy. I think it's easier to go on a walk than to get yourself to go on a run, I think, especially if you're starting out.
Absolutely.
So, is a 20-minute run equivalent to like a 40-minute walk? Like probably.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty similar. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. So I wouldn't say like if you love running, don't force yourself to walk. And if you don't want to run, don't force yourself to run. Like if you love to walk, don't force yourself to run. Like just do what you like to do and you'll be fine. Like I just think we worry about these little things that it's like, just do what you like to do.
Okay. Actually, I do have one more question and I think it's just generally interesting. What do you think about group fitness classes?
You know, I was talking to our mom about this. She is like a group fitness girl.
Yeah.
And I think if you can find I think they're starting to do more like strength focused group fitness classes at a lot of gyms. Like her gym does more strength stuff. I think that's amazing. Cause she's like, I just work out so much better in group fitness. I think what's thwarted women for so long is that there's been no strength training group fitness. And so it's like, when you do group fitness, you're just doing whatever.
Yeah. I feel like it's like either like HIIT. It's like Orange Theory.
Yeah, a lot of HIIT, not a lot of weights.
Yeah.
And like you don't really go heavy enough in the classes because they go too fast. But I think, you know, like if you can find, I think group fitness is amazing and
I think
a
it's so
great
amazing
community
too.
and it's a great way to get yourself to work out. So I think if you can find ways to like incorporate weightlifting into a group fitness class and like, or if group fitness is the only way you're going to work out, do group fitness.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think number one, do what you love. Number two, if you can switch it up, I think you'll actually have such good results.
Yeah.
Like if you can do 3 classes a week and weightlift twice a week, you're going to get such good results.
Yeah, honestly.
That way.
Yeah.
But like, I think what's interesting about weightlifting is I think we need to talk about this for a second and we can end with this after this, but sometimes those classes make you feel like you've just like put your soul onto the floor. Like those HIIT classes, I'm like, my heart rate's at like 200 beats per minute. And like, I have given everything to that class. And I think that's so good for you.
Yeah.
And I think on the other hand too, is like, those weight training days sometimes don't feel like I have like put myself on the floor because I'm resting 2 minutes between my sets.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of like standing here and like I'm lifting for 10 seconds or 20 seconds.
Totally.
And so I think it's just a different stimulus that we need to understand that there's benefits to both.
Yeah.
And I think both are so good for you.
Absolutely. I totally agree. No. Yeah. Yeah. Like how you feel. And yeah, like nothing's bad.
Yeah.
Nothing is bad. And,
Nothing
like,
is bad.
Do everything.
Do everything.
Yeah.
And like find what you love. And I think start there.
Do what you choose your love your choice. We come back to that every time. Anyways, do we have anything else we want to leave the listeners with? Okay, we love you guys. Eat your protein. DM us if you have any more questions or anything you want to say. But we love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.